How's it going, YouTube? It's Crazy316 out here in Texas. I know it's been a while since I've made a video. Been enjoying myself. Just wanted to thank you for those of you that prayed for my safe trip here. All of you guys that did that for me, thanks a lot. I've been here for quite a while now, since Saturday actually, and it's now Thursday. I've been doing some things. I got this nice shirt. I don't know if you can see it. It says lifeguard, and it has Matthew chapter 14 verse 22 through 32, and it says mine walks on water. My lifeguard is Jesus Christ. So I also got this little sticker. I thought it was funny. I had to get it because, you know, atheists don't believe in God, and the sticker says God doesn't believe in atheists. I had to pick that up, so I'm going to slap that on my truck as soon as I get home. But I want to talk about a couple of different topics on this video. Starting with our favorite two atheist unstable creatures, Dynamiteruby and eimajuno. This is the last time I'm going to reference these two unstable ones, because it's quite evident that there's nothing there that is up to my standards that they can offer. It's ironic how she says I threatened her, yet she's the one that said she would smack me, and all I did was give out an address and say, go right ahead and finish with your, you know, go ahead and carry out your threat. I'm simply saying in my response that I'm well able to defend myself, or so on and so forth. And I also didn't make a threat by saying, I don't know what's going to happen. That's what I said. Go back and look at those videos, that's what you'll see. And I think it's ironic and it's funny that she brings up the fact that Coughlin, in all of his lies, says I'm a danger to women. That's hilarious. I think my coworkers will highly disagree on you with that one. In fact, they tell me I need to put my foot down more, so with the stuff that we be talking about. She claims to be 31. She admitted to the world she's 31 years old, acting like the fool she did at the age of 31. This is the reason why I said little girl, because you act like a little girl, not because of some pseudo psychological crap that you posted on your video. It's because you act like a little girl. That's why you got called one. So she made 5 videos, 3 of them tag teaming with eimajuno, twisting quotes and making excuses for what they said. It's funny how he tried to make another set of 3 videos where he didn't say one cuss word, because I called him out and showed his stupidity and all of his childishness to the world. So, you know, that being said, these cats, they can't bring up any points. They just simply, you know, make excuses and, oh no, this means that, and this, no, this is that, and twisting up my words to say what I didn't say. So this is the last time hopefully this is the last time you'll hear me ever reference these two cats, these two unstable creatures, because they're children. That's what they act like. I don't have time for that bull crap. So everything applies to him that I said to her in a guy's form. In fact, I've had a couple of mature atheists. It's sad to say that about 90% of atheists that I've experienced, I'm not going off statistics, that I've experienced, are just like these two cats. But the ones that I have talked to, one of them came to my page on the Dynamiteruby, a poor excuse for the atheist community. He called eimajuno a punk, and, you know what I mean, said these are the type of atheists that make us look bad. This is another atheist saying this. And another guy who's not a Christian said, Dynamiteruby, it's just an angry feminazi bee. I don't like that word, and I'm not agreeing with that, but that's their opinion on these type of atheists. So next I want to talk about pwning. The majority of atheist example of pwning is, for example, Coughlin, eimajuno, Dynamiteruby, effing fundy F-tard. Boom! That's all their supporters right there. They call that pwning. if that's considered pwning, then yes, you got me. I'll never be able to meet those standards. I just won't. But if you want to consider pwning as bringing factual evidence, credible points, and so on and so forth, then no, you'll never have me based off of that kind of stupidity. Coughlin's example of pwning is sending his minions to other people's channels to bombard their comment section with a bunch of crap and stupidity and to downrate the videos and stuff like that. That is what Coughlin does. And it's pathetic because me and Fool for a Lifetime, well, I made a video on Coughlin and dismantled his points, and then me and Fool for a Lifetime came to one of his videos and dismantled the idiot in front of all of his supporters on his comment section. So he got mad and made a video full of lies that I did make a video afterwards exposing those lies and showing with hard evidence that he was a liar. So the followers thereof are just that dumb. It's pretty bad. That is their example of pwning. But there is that 10% of atheists that I've had the experience of dealing with mature, real debates and stuff like that. So thank you for those 10%. We need more of you and less of the idiots. False flagging. Sword Sage and a lot of other atheists are still labeling Christians or fundies as the culprits. Now, unless you have hard evidence that it's Christians and only Christians, you cannot go around saying, oh, the fundies are at it again. No, it's not about that. I've gotten false flagged. But I said liberal, atheist, or homosexual because the idiots revealed themselves and said and admitted they flagged. That's why I can do that. If you have no hard evidence, you cannot go around making a blanket generalization based off of that unless you have evidence. So, false flagging is bad no matter what group it is. No matter who's doing it, it's bad. Let that be made known. So, it's not about all the crap that everybody else is saying here. Lastly, I want to touch on Obama real quick. He's busy ripping apart our country in the White House. He waved off our National Day of Prayer. I mean, hell, it's only one day. Then he goes on to say it isn't a Christian nation in lieu of the fact that our nation is robust, or was robust, in Christian principles, such as, all the crosses over all the graves of all of the soldiers, the dead soldiers that served in the military, and there's a whole lot more, but I don't have time in this video. That's a whole nother discussion. But he gave homosexuals, bis, lesbians, and transgenders an entire month to celebrate a filthy and immoral lifestyle. Need to remind you, that's just completely hilarious. I remind you of what he said. I'm a Christian. I praise Jesus every Sunday. Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. So, I don't know how much time I have. Maybe I have more time, maybe I don't, but I'm going to end it right here just in case. I just think that's absolutely hilarious. And there are people who admit it, they voted for him and are sorry that they put color over policy. Policy comes before color. Howard Stern did a thing where he went around tricking black people, where he said, do you support Obama because he's for the war or because he's pro-life? And they said, yeah, both, when he's neither. So that's just pretty bad. Obama is a punk, and he's trying to dismantle our defenses, and he's going to take us downhill. But we'll get more into these subjects later. This is Crazy 316. I'm out.